Hey there, fellow wanderer, welcome back to the curious journey where we explore stories that shaped time itself, one wonder at a time. Last time we learned how holiness wasn't about perfection, it was about being intentional. But now the people are on the move, out of the rituals and into the real world, out of the sanctuary. Into the desert, and this is where things get real. The book opens with numbers, a head count, every tribe, every family, every person named. It feels organized, hopeful, like when you start a new chapter and think, this time I'll do it right. They've seen miracles, the sea split, manna from the sky, and now they're ready to march into the promise they were told about. Except that promise isn't around the corner, it's miles and miles of desert away. Days turn into months, the excitement fades, and hope starts to taste like dust. The desert isn't empty, it's loud. People complaining, tempers rising. Why are we still here? Why did we leave Egypt? At least back there, we knew what to expect. Sound familiar? Because that's the human pattern, we pray for change and then miss the comfort of what we escaped. We want freedom, but not the uncertainty that comes with it. Even Moses, their leader, the man who stood before God, hits his breaking point. He's tired, frustrated. He cries out, why me, Lord? Why did you give me these people? It's the same cry we whisper when life doesn't move on our timeline. Why me? Why now? Why this? And eventually, they reach the border of the promised land. It's right there. They send out 12 scouts to see what waits ahead, and they come back with proof. The land is good, rich, fertile, flowing with everything they dreamed of. But 10 of them say, we can't do it. The people there are giants. We're too small. Only two, Joshua and Caleb, say, we've come this far, we can't stop now, and fear wins. They turn back, they wander. 40 years, 1 year for every day, the scouts doubted. And just like that, a whole generation gets stuck. Not because God was silent, but because fear was louder. Tell me that's not us sometimes, when opportunity shows up and we overthink it until it passes. When faith feels heavier than fear, the wandering begins. Same sun, same sand, same questions. The desert becomes a classroom and patience is the teacher nobody asked for. They learn how to wait, how to trust the cloud that moves by day and the fire that glows by night. Some days they move forward, some days they just sit still and survive. But through it all, God stays, even when they complain, even when they fail, even when they lose faith. And isn't that kind of wild? That grace doesn't quit even when we do. The story hits hard because it's not just ancient, it's real life. The waiting season before things make sense. The in between where everything feels stuck, but something inside you is still learning to believe. Not everyone makes it to the end. Even Moses, the leader, the friend of God, sees the promised land from a mountain but never steps in. At first, it feels cruel, but maybe that's the quiet truth numbers hides. Some of us are meant to pave the way for others to finish the journey. Faith isn't always about crossing the line. Sometimes it's about making sure the next person can. By the end, a new generation stands ready, stronger, wiser, ready to walk where their parents couldn't. The cloud still moves, the fire still burns, and the promise still stands. So maybe faith isn't about getting there first. Maybe it's about trusting the process even when it's slow, confusing, and quiet. Stay curious, wanderer. Next, we step into Deuteronomy where reflection turns into revelation and the story circles back to where faith began.